Hi, Zuill. It's so great to speak with you.
Great to be here. Thank you.
Why don't we start, just in case anyone out there listening is not familiar, can you tell us briefly who you are and a little about your career?
Sure. My name is Zuill Bailey. I'm a cellist. I grew up in the Washington, D.C. area, Northern Virginia, to a musical household. My parents are both musicians. Father, a clarinetist, mother, a pianist. Studied with Leon Fleischer at the Peabody Conservatory of Music. My sister's a violinist. She also went to Peabody. And I went to Peabody also in Baltimore as an undergraduate. Decided to go into music at about 12 years old, started cello at 4. And, I was told this wonderful advice when I was 12 that if I could figure out, find what I love to do and make that what I do, that I'd never have to work a day in my life. So far, so good. No jobs in my life. I wake up every day and get to just express myself and feel music and bring it to people and hopefully make the world a little bit of better place.
Oh, well, that's wonderful. So you've got, at this point, quite a history of performing with the VSO. When did you first come out to play with the orchestra?
It's a little blurry because the COVID times are a little blurry.
Right, right. That's when it
I
was,
don't.
wasn't it?
I came out when there was no one really allowed in the audience, and I played the Haydn C major cello concerto with the orchestra spaced out, with masks on, to be
Mm,
streamed to your audiences. And it was wonderful and sad at the same time. Very
mm.
strange to emote and play for people that I didn't see. I don't know how the TV people do it. They try to express themselves to an inanimate object. And anyway, I was really grateful that it was a performance with the orchestra because everyone was trying so hard to keep things alive and vital. But subsequently, I came back about a year or so ago and performed
Hmm.
the Shostakovich Cello Concerto Number 1 with full audience.
Hmm. It's definitely a different experience.
Also a very different kind of piece. So
Yes.
not only to see the audience, but Haydn feels very different when expressing oneself as Shostakovich does.
Yes, somewhat dissimilar. So you're going to be joining us for the Vancouver USA Arts and Music Festival, which is going to be a really fun time. I know that you have a fair bit of experience with festivals in your career.
Yes. Well, gosh, you just opened a big Pandora's box. Um, so for those who don't know, cellists are interesting, in that we have an incredible repertoire, but we also have a limited repertoire in performing in public. And I, even from the very, very beginning in my teens, realized that to have a very inspired career, that I'd have to do many things to be able to access that repertoire. Not just playing solo with an orchestra or playing by myself or in recital. You play chamber music, you kind of invigorate communities through orchestra, through performance, through education. So what you're alluding to is that yes, I'm involved in many festivals, music festivals that feature chamber music and recital and smaller ensembles. But it takes me everywhere from Spokane, Washington, which is sort of near you, to Juneau, Alaska, to Sitka, Alaska, to Mesa, Arizona, and El Paso, Texas, consistently. And it's a dream come true to to basically apply the saying, the grass is greener where you water it. And this
Hmm.
is what's so lovely about returning to Vancouver again, is that I know people there now. Just playing a one-off deal with my I've been traveling a lot for about 30 years now, and the one-offs are very difficult because I feel like I don't connect as deeply as I wish to. So the festivals, or the return to Vancouver Symphony, is very meaningful.
Absolutely. There's definitely something to be said for growing your own personal community.
Agreed.
So you're going to be playing some really wonderful and exciting pieces with us here in August. You're going to be with us on August 2nd, which is the first day of the festival. You're doing a Tchaikovsky piece, and then, of course, the music from Schindler's List.
Yes, and we're very lucky, or cursed, or we dodged a bullet with Tchaikovsky's piece as cellist because Mozart didn't write anything for the cello.
Mm.
So I mean, like to feature the cello, there's
Hmm.
quartets and things like that. But um, and that's a blessing and a curse because the best Mozart is perfect Mozart, and there's no such thing. And so we don't have to aspire to that perfect level. But Tchaikovsky's hero was Mozart, and so he
Hmm.
wrote this virtuoso, passionate, romantic piece in homage to Mozart, and it's called Variations on a Rococo Theme. He created the theme and then seven variations on that theme. And he had a conspirer, a man named Fitzenhagen, who was a virtuoso cellist and tweaked it and helped him and toured with it and helped him some more. And there's a backstory with that, but that's the version that most people play. It's a really electric, beautifully diverse 17-minute work that we're going to be performing. It's perfect for an outdoor concert.
Hmm.
It's got everything for everybody. It's exciting. It's musical. It's passionate. And it ends with a total charge, fast and furious to the very end. And something that I added to this program that I knew that would be relevant to my first visit um, with the Vancouver Symphony was a piece that I learned during COVID due to the last piece that I heard before COVID. So in El Paso, Texas, the last public performance that was given there was Itzhak Perlman. And right before he walked on stage for his encore, for thousands of people, I said, "Are you going to play an encore?" And he said, Yes." I said, "What are you going to play?" He said, "What everybody wants to hear, one of the most gorgeous pieces ever written by John Williams, the theme from Schindler's List, which of course
Hmm.
Itzhak Perlman performed on the movie soundtrack." And I didn't know. Of course, I know the piece, and I didn't know that it would be the last thing that would be ringing in my head just a few days later when the world shut down. But it was. And during COVID, I just kind of went back to my true love for the cello, which is just the sound of the cello, the purity that it kind of showcases the same range as the human voice. So I just started picking at it. And I thought it would be a perfect way to bring what everybody loves, but also something very personal that evolved right around the time that I first performed with the Vancouver Symphony, the theme from Schindler's List by a living composer, John Williams, who I believe is 92 years old now,
Hmm.
and will probably go down in history as one of the most prolific, celebrated composers of classical music.
Hmm. Certainly. It's going to be just such a wonderful time. It's great to get to play a piece that, maybe a more casual audience is going to be more familiar with, especially in a setting like this. So that's going to be a really wonderful performance. Again, that's going to be Friday, August 2nd in Esther Short Park. Zuill, it's always such a pleasure to speak with you. Do you
Thank you.
have any last words before they come out and join us on that weekend?
What I missed for those 2 years or whatnot is that music and the arts bring people together. So, what I hope for people is that with all of this inspiring music that makes the world better, that it reminds us to be inspired and to think different, be together, discuss it, embrace one's feelings, bring your family, bring your friends, because um, this kind of music does make one think different and create different conversations in a setting like an outdoor concert that is so familial and so comfortable. And so I say, bring your chair or your picnic blanket or your picnic or whatever one brings to such things. Make yourself super comfortable and enjoy great music under the stars.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Zuill, and I will see you then.
See ya.